Hey guys, we're going to do a practice for Muladhara Chakra. So we had our meditation and in the root chakra. So we're going to come back to that. Just a little reminder, it is at the base of the spine, the pelvic floor, the first chakra, Muladhara, your root. It is symbolized as a four-petaled red lotus. And obviously the color is associated with red. It is your sense of security, safety, well-being. And so we're just going to get started. We're going to start off just by kind of rooting down. So I want you to start off in Tadasana, feet about hip distance apart. You can have the feet together. Some people like that. Lift up all 10 of your toes and really root down. You know, some people say 4 corners of the feet, some people say 3. Just root down through the feet. And then keep those toes lifted. Feel the arches lift up. And spread your toes out nicely. Squeeze your thighs, get the front of the thighs nice and strong. The quadricep muscles feel like you're lifting your kneecaps up. Draw the belly in and up. And roll those shoulders on the back. Take the back of the throat back and up. So you're just going to let that head rest right on top of the shoulders, on top of the hips, which are on top of the knees, which are on top of the ankles. And then if you find yourself kind of sticking your bottom out, just gently lengthen the tailbone. I don't want you to scoop, just a gentle lengthening of the tailbone. Palms are faced slightly forward. And go ahead and close your eyes. And as you close your eyes, begin to visualize once again that 4-petaled red lotus. See it in that pelvic bowl of your body, at the base of the spine. And as you root down through the feet in your Tadasana, go ahead and visualize those same roots coming from that lotus flower down the legs and rooting into the rich soil of the earth. Notice that your 4-petaled red lotus is the size of your pelvic bowl. Full, vibrant. Allow yourself to feel completely rooted into the earth. And then just repeat to yourself, I am safe. I am safe. I am secure. Allow yourself to recall your journey with the root chakra and create an intention for your practice. You can bring the hands into Anjali Mudra. And when you're finished, just kind of shake Tadasana off, fling the water, and we're going to come to a seated position. So for your practice today, if you'd like to grab a bolster, a blanket, a rolled mat, a block, or any of the above, you can always make do with what we have. Once you come to a seated position, we're just going to come into Sukhasana, easy seated pose. And all I want you all to do, very simple, you can have the legs crossed. If you want to come into like a half lotus position, you can do that. If you want to come in to a little Baddha Konasana, you can do so. We are going to come into that later. Or if you want to come into Siddhasana, you can do that as well, crossing the ankles in front of one another. Allow your shoulders to roll up and glide down the back, drawing the belly in and up. And allow your palms, just one palm to lie on top of the other. And let go of everything outside of the room. Literally feel anything outside of the room floating away. And once again, feel yourself rooted in the rich soil of the earth through your root chakra. Breathe in and out of the nose. And again, this practice is really just a few postures to awaken your root chakra and to support it after our meditation. So take a few more moments here in Sukhasana. And maybe repeat mentally to yourself, I'm safely rooted in the grace of rich soil. I'm safely rooted in the grace of rich soil. I'm safe. And then if your eyes are closed, you can open the eyes. You can release the palms from atop one another, and you can just rest them on your thighs. And what we're going to do is just kind of come off of your bolster or blanket, or if you were just sitting down on the floor, that's perfectly fine. And just kind of cross your feet. I'm going to turn this way just because of the way my mat is turning. Cross your feet and come onto your hands and your knees. And once you get onto your hands and your knees, I want you to take your knees nice and wide. Bring your big toes together. Scoot up a little bit. So the knees are wide, big toes are together. Keep drawing the belly in and up, and just push with your hands. They can be about shoulder distance apart. Actually, they're a little wider than shoulder distance apart. And just drop your torso right in between the thighs. You can have the forehead to the floor. You can have the chin forward a little bit. Totally up to you what you want to feel today. And just kind of sink into the earth again. Continue to draw the navel in and up toward the spine. And allow yourself to have a really deep release into the earth. Once again, into this rich soil. Take continuously, deepening breaths while you're here. And maybe you can even visualize drawing energy up through the root, through that pelvic floor, up through the entire line of energy wheels. And when you're ready, tuck your toes under, lift your hips high, keep the belly drawing in and up, and come on into downward facing dog. So Adho Mukha Svanasana. Feet are about hip distance apart, back of the neck nice and long. Wrap the shoulders on the back, and we've talked about it before, if you need to squeeze the shoulders onto the back and kind of drop the head down low, integrating more into the shoulder space. If you're wanting to open the shoulders a little more, that's okay. You can draw them on the back and melt the heart down. So everybody's going to be at a different place there. And you just kind of find your sweet spot. Run with it. Enjoy it. You can walk your dog out a little bit. Should feel pretty good. I'm going to grab a quick sip of water. You guys play with your dog. I'll be right back. Walk it out. And then at some point, find the place in downward dog where you can become still in your downward dog. Where you're working with the breath and it just feels really nice. And then from here, look up between the hands. Come just down to your hands and your knees. Drop the belly down, pushing the earth away. Roll the shoulders onto the back. Lift the chin up. Get a really nice stretch across the front of the belly. And then exhale, draw the belly in. Once again, curl the spine like an angry Halloween cat. Tuck the chin and tuck the tailbone under. And then just do a couple of these little cat-cows, just kind of warming up the spine a little. Flow with your own breath. Exhaling on the angry cat. Inhaling on the cow. And then just come to your neutral spine. Walk the hands slightly forward again. Again, you want to have those hands a little wider than shoulder distance. Tuck the toes under, lift the hips high. Belly in and up, inverted V position. Downward facing dog. So again, in that Adho Mukha Svanasana, just allowing yourself to breathe and enjoy the elongation of the spine. And this time, you can look forward if you want. Come onto the toes, so that you far enough here. Come onto the toes, bend the knees, and push your belly back toward the thighs. So you're bending the knees pretty deeply. And keep those knees bent as you continue to push, wrapping the shoulders back. Just find a ton of length in the spine. You can even bring the knees a little bit wider, resting the belly in between the thighs. And then when you feel ready, you can drop those heels down, continuously finding the length, drawing the belly in and up, heels pressed down to your own degree. And then from here, just look up between the hands, step the right foot forward, walk the hands around, just kind of helicoptering around until your feet are parallel, and they can be as wide as you want them to be. We're going to kind of work into a little bit of Skandasana, so it's a little bit of a half squat, if you will, while extending your other leg. So basically, we'll start on the right side. So I want you to just turn the right toes out. You want to keep the hip, knee, and ankle, as always, and it's going the same direction. You're going to bend the right knee. You can come onto the toe if there's not enough space for the knee, and just let the left heel drop and the left toes pull back. Really nice, sweet stretch all the way across, kind of opening up that root. And we're just going to flow. You can let the arms just kind of glide back and forth. So the right heel, or you bring some weight into the right heel, the right toes pop up. You can lift the left heel up. You don't have to if you have space in the knees. And then again, just flow back and forth. Use your breath. And then come back to, around the center. Keep drawing the belly in and up. Try to pull the hips forward a little bit. You can even walk the hands forward, making sure the hips, knees, and ankles. Again, one plumb line, just like Tadasana. Drop the head down low. Keep the neck nice and long. Shoulders are wrapping. Belly becomes firm. Squeeze the front of the thighs very strongly. And then bring the hands to the waist and just pull yourself up, again, without letting the hips go back. And then you can step the right foot in. You can sweep the arms up overhead if you like. And then just exhale, float them down. So you should be around the left side of the mat. And I want you guys to grab a prop. So we're going to work into a little bit of Muladhara, but we're going to do it modified. So if you have a tightly rolled up mat, or you can use blocks, or you can use a blanket. I'm going to use all of it. I'll kind of show you guys. So once you find the prop that works for you, you just want to kind of run with it. I've showed you all this before in a different class, but you want to put your heels up on the prop that you use, all right? Take those feet a little wider than hip distance and just drop the tailbone down. The tailbone's gonna work toward the floor. You can use your elbows inside of the knees to lift the chest. So that gives you a little more space for the knees. If you get down there and you find, that's just not enough space, then you can do a couple of different things. You can just come out of the squat a little bit, or you can raise the heels even higher. So as I mentioned, you can use blocks. Let's see if I can find a second one. And you can always use a blanket too, if you have really firm blankets. I love to use blocks because they get the heels up pretty high, and I feel like it really creates a lot of space for my knees and my hips. So you can get the heels on the block, and the same thing, just squat down. So again, you can still get a good, deep squat, but it allows you to create more space for the knees. So you should not feel tension or tightness across the kneecaps or a stretch. You want to be able to feel space in those knees. Let those hips drop down and draw that energy up. So once again, finding that Muladhara chakra energy on the rise. You want to feel rooted through the earth. See if you can use the elbows to press the knees open a little and lift the chest a little. And then again, say the blocks were too high, but the mat is too low, you can use blanket. So again, find whatever prop works the best for you to get a good squat. And then once you're there, I told you I'd show you all three props. So once you're there though, let go and really sink down into it. Find a sweet space there. Allow yourself to find the energy drawing up. And then when you're ready, just bring your hands in front of you, push the hips up, and you can heel toe the feet back in, release your prop out of the way. You can bring the feet, again, a little wider than hip distance. Lift up and lengthen, so you can walk the hands forward if you need to. And exhale, just fold, dip on into a nice, lovely, little bit wider forward fold, Uttanasana. Allow the back body to lengthen and open up. Keep the front body nice and strong. Squeeze the front of the thighs and just roll yourself up. One little vertebra at a time. If you have any back issues, you guys should know by now you're not going to be doing that. So your modification would be from just dangling, or you can have your spine nice and long. I prefer you even to keep it long here. And then you bring the hands to the waist, keeping the knees bent. You can just press up using your strong core. And you can step the feet back together. So once again, find Tadasana. So you can either have the feet hip distance apart or the feet together, whatever feels good to you. Roll the shoulders on the back, draw the belly in and up, and just notice how you feel. See if you can once again reconnect with your intention, reconnect with your root chakra. And then from here, one more time, take the feet a little bit wider. If you don't need a prop for Malasana, that's perfectly fine. But if you do, that's perfectly fine as well. So when you're ready, sweep the arms up and over the head. Take a deep breath in. Feel like you're sweeping energy from your root all the way up and around the body. Lift up, bring those palms together, and then just bring them in front of the heart as you bend the knees and come into a nice squat. A little, again, modified Malasana. And then bring the hands in front of you as you lift the hips. Turn the right toes out. Go ahead and take the left foot back, drop the left knee, and come into a nice little Asana, a low lunge. You can even sink a little bit forward. Keep drawing the energy up through that root chakra. Keep that right knee in line. Just take a moment here, indulge, open up. If you feel good here, you can sweep the arms up and over the head. Take a little bit of a back, keep drawing the energy in and up. And then exhale, hands down either side of the foot. Tuck the left toes under to lift the left leg. take the right leg back, come into downward dog. Look forward, bring the left foot forward, drop the right knee. Again, you can walk the hands up. Same thing, left knee, second, third toe alignment. We don't want it winging out or caving in. So allow yourself to kind of indulge here. And then if it feels good, sweep those arms up. You can dip into your own degree. You want to feel a nice little stretch. Keep drawing the energy up through that root. And then exhale, hands down, either side of the foot. Take the left leg back as you take the right knee off the floor. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Breathe. From here, look up between the hands. Bring the right foot forward, drop the left knee, and just heel toe the right foot out. So it's kind of dropping off to the right. So again, hip, knee, and ankle still in that same good alignment, going the same direction. And then if it feels okay, drop all the way down to the forearms. If that feels terrible, come on to blocks, or you can just stay on the hands. You know, you gotta find your sweet spot in the poses. And just allow a little bit of lizard to open you up. Just kind of let it go. You can even rock back and forth a little bit as long as you don't feel any strain or pain on the knees. No pain, right? And then when you're ready, walk the hands back up, nice and slow. Heel toe that right foot in, bring the hands to either side of the foot. Tuck the left toes under to lift the left leg up. Step the left foot forward, step the right foot back. Drop the right knee, again, heel toe, left foot out. Let it wing out a little bit, hip, knee, ankle, pointing the same direction. Drop down to your forearms to your own degree. You can use blocks underneath the forearms. You can use a blanket, whatever feels good to you. And again, you can kind of go rock back and forth a little bit, just kind of letting everything open up. Keep drawing the energy in and out through the root chakra. Keep reminding you to just visualize that root chakra, that four-petaled lotus, growing, becoming more and more stable. And then when you're ready, walk the hands back up, heel toe, hands to either side of the left foot, tuck the right toes under, lift the right thigh, bring the right foot forward. Inhale, lift up, nice long spine. Exhale, fold, dip into your own degree. You can bring the hands to the waist, pull the stomach in tight, squeeze the shoulders back as you come up once again to standing. And then once you get up there, again, refine Tadasana. Just notice how you feel. Clearly, I didn't have enough water today. I'm sorry. And then from your Tadasana, let's do this again. Sweep those arms up and over the head. Drawing that energy in, bringing it into the heart. Always turn around so I'm in line with my mat here. Sweep those arms up one more time. This time, if you'd like, you can take a little baby back bend, nothing big. Just open it up a little bit. Exhale, fold forward. Elongate the spine. See if you can keep those hips, knees, ankles kind of in the same line. You're not pushing the hips back, right? Keep everything engaged. And then walk, step, jump, crawl or float, find a plank. And then just push the hips back, coming into downward dog. Wrapping the shoulders on the back. Drop to your hands and your knees. Cross your feet behind you. Bring the buttocks behind the feet. And let's just, again, if you want a blanket or a bolster to sit with, no big deal at all. We're going to come into a seated Baddha Konasana. So bound angle pose. So you can just bring the soles of the feet together, roll the shoulders up and then down the back. You can hold your feet like a book, so your thumbs are going to be on the inside, the fingers on the outside. So say this is my foot, like that. And just lift the shoulders up, lift the chest up, keep drawing that energy up. Feel like you're rooting down through that root chakra into the earth. Literally, you can feel the roots just digging in through this rich soil and just growing and expanding so that you feel so solidified and safe and secure. And begin to fold forward a little bit. Keep the belly strong, drawing in and up, and keep that energy flowing. And then whenever you feel ready, you can begin to curl the spine. You can bring your head toward the feet in a little rounded back pose. You can use the elbows to push into the inner thighs. And allow yourself to take, 3 to 5, maybe even more deep breaths here. In and out of the nose, across the throat. Just stay with that breath no matter what, guys. And when you're ready, roll yourself up. Again, drawing the belly in, making sure you're protecting the belly. You can extend the legs out long. You can shake them out a little bit if that feels good to you. And we're just going to kind of come to being on our backs. You can have a block in case you would like one. You don't have to have one. Okay. And you want to come onto your backs. You want your feet hip distance apart, your knees hip distance apart, and you want to make sure that you're not winging the knees out or dropping them in. So again, perfectly hip distance apart. One good way to do that is if you do have a block, you can keep that block in between the thighs and make sure that A, you're using the inner thighs, and B, that you're keeping them about hip distance apart. So we're just going to work into Setu Bandhasana, construction of the bridge, right? So take the backs of the arms and push them into the floor and use the soles of the feet to push the soles of the feet into the floor and start to lift the pelvic floor up toward the ceiling. But not just up toward the ceiling, but you're pushing through the feet to lift it toward the chest as well. Now right about here is when the knees kind of want to splay out. So make sure, again, you're keeping those knees right on top of those ankles. Maintain that natural curve in your neck. You can clasp your hands underneath you if you like, walking the shoulders underneath you even a little more. And then again, if you want to go a little deeper, push through the soles of the feet, not just lifting up toward the ceiling, but bringing the heart towards the chin. Not the chin toward the chest, but the heart toward the chin. Use that back body. And then slowly come out. One little vertebra, nice and slow to the floor. Release the shoulders out from underneath you. And you can just rest here. You can take the feet nice and wide and let the knees drop in if that feels nice to you. Or you can just leave the feet and the knees right where they are. And then for the second one, we're going to squeeze the shoulders on the back before we even go there. So just start to squeeze. You can even literally push into the backs of the arms and just lift the chest. Maintain the natural curve of the neck without turning the head. Push to the soles of the feet, lift the hips up. Find bridge once again. So open it up, lift the hips. See if you can get those pelvic bones all the way up in line with those knees. Squeeze the back body tight. Feel that whole pelvic bowl filling with that 4-petaled red lotus. Feel this really nice energy drawing up through the root. And then again, slowly, methodically, come down one little vertebra at a time, all the way. Let the shoulders come out from underneath you. And now just bring your hands, to the pubic bone area. Allow the heat and healing energy from your hands to nurture your root. And then from here, take your knees, or excuse me, your feet really, really wide. Let your knees drop in towards one another and just do a little windshield wiper, nothing too big, just back and forth. Let those hips kind of rock open. Back and forth, back and forth. And then once you get the knees all the way to the left, take that left foot on top of the right thigh and let a little gravity pull. Just get a little gentle twist here and a little side opening on the right side. You can even lift the right arm up if you want. And then when you're ready, switch sides. Lift the legs up, drop the left foot down, do a little rocking back and forth again. And let those knees drop all the way to the right. Take that right foot, bring it on top of the left thigh. So again, you guys have had more detailed alignment in other videos. So make sure you always keep hips, knees, and ankles safe. The knees have to be kept safe by the flexing of the ankles. And while you're here, allow yourself to breathe deep into that left lung. You can reach the left arm over the head. And release that right heel from on top of the left foot. Bring those legs back up. Again, you can just kind of rock back and forth. Slowly. And then just bend the knees into the chest. Give yourself a big squeeze. Just squeeze the thighs into the chest. You can rock around the low back a little bit if that feels nice. And of course, we would do ourselves a huge disservice if we did not work into happy baby pose. So grab a hold of your feet. Bring those thighs nice and wide. And any of you that are familiar with Yoga Nidra, I forgot about that pose for a long time until I was taking Laura's class and I was like, oh yeah, I'm not going to teach it because I'm way too tight for that. But if you know the pose, feel free. So draw the belly in and up, draw the root in and up. And while you're here, you've got those feet. You should be able to hold teacups on top of the feet. You're pulling the knees toward the floor. You're keeping the low back, the sacral area on the floor. And just give it a little pull. Let the inner thighs open up. And one last time, I want you to find the energy in that Muladhara chakra. Ram. See the four-petaled red lotus. Notice the sensation of safety and security, even though you're in a really vulnerable position. Remind yourself, I am safe. And then bring the feet together, bring the knees together, and just drop the soles of the feet to the floor. You can extend one leg out at a time, nice and slow. Palms will face up. And let your feet just fan out into full relaxation. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. And just, guys, let everything go all the way. Remind yourself that you are grounded, that you are safe and secure, that your needs are met. Primordial needs, physical needs, emotional needs. Feel the grace, stability. Feel a sense of calm, filling your whole body. Allow this sense of calm to wash over you. I am safe. Feel the energy of the four-petaled lotus at the base of your spine, your root chakra, Muladhara, balanced, steady. Feel that wheel of energy balancing you with each and every breath. Allow yourself to stay as long as you like. Continue to nurture, love yourself. Find a safe space for yourself every day. Namaste.